When she was just a child, this girl was sold into a brothel. At 17, she had her very first client, and shockingly, it turned out to be her own biological father. The moment the man saw Emma, he felt this strange sense of familiarity. He complimented her beauty, and even asked if they'd met before. Emma just smiled silently, and led him into the room. But after that night, when the man learned the truth, he was overwhelmed with shame, and took his own life. With a man's death on her hands, Emma chose to run, but not long after she escaped, the Count realized something was wrong, and when he found out someone had helped Emma get away, that very same woman was found dead on the streets that night. Meanwhile, Emma had already boarded a ship and fled, with no money to survive. She ended up being persuaded by two unfamiliar women to return to the only trade she knew. She told herself this would be the last time, one final job before walking away for good. But as soon as they got off the boat, reality hit her hard. Turns out those two women had set her up all along. They beat her up, and stole every last penny she had. Homeless and penniless, Emma had no choice but to return to the red light district. It felt like fate had completely abandoned her. Her thoughts drifted back to the only time in her life that was untouched by pain, back when she was still a hidden daughter of a duke. Her childhood may have been short, but it was filled with peace and comfort. One day, she heard her father, this mysterious man, was coming to visit. Excited, she picked a bouquet of flowers from the garden to welcome him. But when they met for the first time, all she saw on his face was disgust. Standing quietly outside the door, Emma listened to her parents argue. That's when she learned the truth. Her mother had given birth to her against his will. The man had never accepted her as his child. He already had several sons with his wife, and saw Emma as nothing but a burden. He blamed her mother for not getting rid of the baby back then. The argument grew louder and more vicious. Eventually, shouting turned into violence behind closed doors. The joyful reunion Emma had hoped for ended in pieces. The next day, her father rode away in a carriage, cutting off all financial support, and leaving behind a heartless letter of farewell. Emma's mother was devastated. She stormed into the garden, and tore apart all the flowers in rage. The very next day, she packed up and left town with Emma. To survive, she tried selling her jewelry, but the pawnshop owner quickly spotted it was fake. He knew they were desperate. He leaned in close, whispered something to her. Emma's mother looked down at her daughter, then slowly nodded through her tears. That was the day she began selling her body. Day after day, strange men came and went. The life broke her down, both mentally and physically, but she had no other way to support them. Not long after, she fell ill and couldn't get out of bed. Young Emma stayed by her side every day and night, holding her mother's hand, silently praying for a miracle. But heaven didn't answer. And just like that, her mother passed away, right in the middle of those quiet prayers.